When Ethan met Lena, it felt less like a collision and more like recognition. Like something unfinished, finally finding its missing sentence. They met during a season when neither was supposed to be looking for love. Ethan was still rebuilding himself after years of failure that had taught him to measure his worth by outcomes. Lena was learning how to be alone after loving people who never stayed long enough to see her fully. They didn't fall fast, they fell carefully. Love arrived quietly in late-night conversations, shared music, and laughter that felt earned. With Lena, Ethan felt seen without being interrogated. With Ethan, Lena felt chosen without having to perform. But love, they learned, has a way of illuminating what people spend their lives trying to hide. Ethan carried his past like a courtroom that never adjourned. Every mistake was replayed, every shortcoming cross-examined. He believed love had conditions and that he hadn't met them yet. When Lena talked about the future, he felt excitement tangled with fear. What if she discovered he wasn't enough? What if staying meant eventually disappointing her? So he would withdraw, subtle at first, less present, more guarded. Lena noticed everything. She always had. Her fear wasn't loud, but it was persistent. It whispered that love always comes with an expiration date, that closeness is just the calm before disappearance. When Ethan pulled back, even slightly, it triggered old wounds she had sworn were healed. She didn't accuse him. She internalized it. I'm asking for too much. I'm loving too hard. I'm going to be left again. Their struggles weren't dramatic. They were quiet and slow, like water eroding stone. They talked, but never quite enough. They reassured each other, but never at the same time. When Ethan needed space to feel stable, Lena needed closeness to feel safe. When Lena asked for consistency, Ethan felt a pressure he didn't know how to survive. Love became a place they both wanted to stay in, but didn't know how to stand inside without shaking. Life didn't help. Ethan's career demanded everything from him, long hours. Constant proving. The more unstable his world felt, the more he believed he had to fix himself before he could be a partner. Lena, meanwhile, was trying to build a life that didn't revolve around waiting. She wanted roots. She wanted certainty. They began to miss each other, not physically, but emotionally. Sometimes, they sat across from one another, holding hands, both feeling the distance but unsure who should cross it first. The hardest part was that the love never faded. Even during arguments, there was tenderness. Even during silence, there was longing. They never doubted if they loved each other, only whether love could survive who they were becoming. Eventually, the space grew too loud to ignore. One night, after a conversation that ended in tears and exhaustion rather than anger, Lena said the words she had been rehearsing in her head for months. I don't want to lose you, she whispered, but I don't want to keep losing myself either. Ethan didn't argue. That's how she knew it was real. They didn't break up in flames. They let go slowly, like setting down something that was heavy but precious. There were promises to check in, to remain friends, to find their way back when life was calmer. They meant every word. But time is honest. It stretches intentions until only truth remains. They drifted, not because they stopped caring, but because healing demanded solitude. Ethan learned how to forgive himself without needing someone else's validation. Lena learned that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. Years passed. They saw each other once, by accident, in a crowded place where neither expected to feel anything anymore. But they did. They smiled easily and spoke gently, avoiding the question lingering between them like a held breath. What if we had met later? They never asked it out loud. Some love stories don't end in togetherness. Some end in understanding.